This is Jaeger Mill, Danville Mill Ponds Mill. And there's a glorious spillway, a lot of offwash, and we're gonna see what lives here. I think there's supposed to be big fish of death, gato fish, and other sorts of fish. The other thing is, this is a year-round water, so you can actually take big fish of death and game fish out of here. Let's get some baits in the water and see what we got. We're just gonna throw this little bait out here, and hopefully we can connect with walleye, white bass, or any other kind of toothy fish or anything else. Still using a steel leader for all of this. While we wait for our set baits to hit, we've got a hot dog on one and a worm on the other. So we're just gonna toss this little minnow out. Hopefully anything from a crappie all the way up to a northern pike or a flathead could actually hit this bait. Something just almost flipped my chair over, and that wasn't wind because it's actually very common. Yes, it is a big fish. Based on the tenacity of that hit, I have a feeling it's a common carp. See that chair over there? Yeah, that was standing, and then this fish pulled on it, and that thing just fell over. Glad that two fish aren't pulling at the same time, because I'd probably just lose one of the poles. But this just feels like a carp. I think outside of like maybe a giant channel catfish, I don't really see anything actually pulling this hard. Carp are actually much harder fighters than channel catfish one-on-one. So I'm guessing this is a carp. It's fighting a lot like a carp. Let's see what this... Oh, yeah, it's surfacing. I'm pretty sure it's a dirty carp. Yep, it's a dirty carp. I've got to let it not get tangled with my other string here. Pulling it this way, pulling it this way. Yep, it's coming aboard. It's coming aboard, people. Pretty sure it's a carp. Yep, I just saw it. Common. I think it's, could be 10 pounds? I'm not really sure. Yep, there it is. Dirty old carp. Dirty old carp. Surfacing. Gonna reel it in. Don't have my net today because I lost it at Belleville. But, oh, coming aboard. There you go. Common carp. 8-pound common carp. 8-pound common. Not a bad first catch. On the worm as usual, but an 8-pound common carp. Very common and very, very carpish. Alright, you dirty old carp, you time to get back in the water. There you go, swim back, there you go, like a champ. It's good to get the skunk off the board, but I still want a non-trash fish. Well, I actually like carp, but many people here refer to them as trash fish. Anyways, I'm gonna go with hopefully this little swim bait, and hopefully we can actually get something on the swim bait. Oh, got something on the swim bait, It's pulling. It's not very big, but shouldn't be super ultra uber tiny either. But it's pulling. It's probably either a bass, maybe a crappie or walleye. I think the jig was too big for a crappie though. So it might be it's a bass. It's a smallie. It's a nice little smallie. Not big at all, but a nice little smallmouth bass. Gonna lead it over here, then let you see it. And it's coming up. Yep. Smallmouth bass. Smallmouth. Very small smallmouth bass, but we got a smallie on the swim bait, which is very, very nice. You're going back, bass. Yay! Alright, you little bass. Off you go. Swim off. Looks like someone left a Yoda toy here. May the force be with your fishing. Good day. Interesting find on the Yoda toy. Anyways, now that the force is with my fishing, I'm going to keep slinging, and hopefully we get a bigger smallie, or maybe even a walleye, or a big fish of death. Very hopeful for today. 2 fish in a fairly short amount of time. Hopefully we get some giants here. Oh, I think we got something on this pole. Yep. It's a smaller fish than the first one. A little bit bigger than that bass, obviously, but a smaller fish on that first one. Guessing it's a carp or a sucker. Probably a sucker by the way it pulled. As you can see, if a carp pulled, that pole would have went flying, and so would have went the chair. But I think it's a sucker this time, because we know suckers love worms. Yep. Looks like it's one of the red tails. It's a short-faced red horse, I believe. River red horses are pretty rare. I've never seen one here yet, but that's a short-faced red horse. Nice little short-faced red horse. Still got to pull him in. Make sure he doesn't go under my other line, because that would kind of suck. But anyways, let's bring him in. Short-faced red horse. Is it coming in? It's coming in. Short-faced red horse. Premium musky snack. What do you think about being a musky snack, Red Horse? I don't want to be eaten. I'm a good Red Horse. Okay, Red Horse, you get to go back in the water. Yay! Alrighty, short-faced Red Horse. There you go. Struggle, 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 struggle. Yeah, getcha. Yeah, there we go, in the water. Well, since that last fish was caught, I lost a $5 spoon. It was sacrificed to the snag god somewhere down in that mill, and I was not able to get it. So there is actually a snag somewhere casting diagonally, but the swim bait I'm using does not go to the bottom. Something else just bit my line. Something else just bit my line. I think it looks like the same species as the one that earlier bit the worm, not the carp, but the red horse. I think this river is full of them. I think this river is full of red horse. So hopefully this one comes up. I think this one's a little smaller. Ooh, this one's very lively, but this one's a little bit smaller than the one that I had earlier. Slightly smaller, but the same species. There must be a lot of big fish of death in here too. Maybe even a muskie or two if there's so many of these. These are prime food for really large pike and really and just regular sized muskies. But this one is pretty lively. Oh, having a hard time getting back in. Flip, flip, flip. Let me give it a hand. Let me give it a hand. Let me give it a hand. Just kind of nudge it. There you go. Up, back in it goes. Back in it goes. Well, I think we got something on this pole. I actually changed a smaller pole for a jig with a worm. And I think I've got something. Yep, that's definitely a fish. Wonder what it is, though. Feels fairly decent size, and it's fighting. It's fighting. See, it's bringing the pole all around. Wonder what it is. Maybe, is it another red horse? Could it possibly be another red horse? I'm not really sure if they take it with a jig head. But we're about to find out. Oh, it's a smallie. It's a big smallie. Not a huge smallie, but much bigger than the one I just caught. Yeah, that's a nice smallie. That is a very nice smallmouth bass. Very nice indeed. Another bronzeback bass. Good today for smallies. Today is good for smallies. Nice smallie. A much bigger smallie than last time. I would say this one's probably, it could be a keeper if I wanted to keep it, but I'm not going to keep it. I let all my fish go. So very, very nice smallmouth bass. Caught on a bottom bait jig head with worm. Smallmouth bass. That's a beautiful bass. Beautiful bronzeback. 1.5 pounder maybe. All right, back in the water. Oh, see ya. Oh, lively off. That was a great catch. 1.5 pound smallmouth bass. I think I figured out why all the suckers are here too. I think they're trying to migrate up the river and they can't get past the, obviously they can't get past the dam. So a lot of the short-faced red horse are just kind of stuck here. They might be spawning here too, but there are a lot of predatory fish here and their offspring probably wouldn't make it. Something else hit that piece of worm. Guessing it's going to be another red horse, because those are the only things hitting worms right now. And it's feeling like a red horse. It doesn't feel giant, but it does feel of sufficient size, maybe like a pound or two, and that's generally the size those red horses are actually at. Pretty sure they're basically at the run right now, and they're trying to like basically jump the mill, which they obviously can't. So they're all kind of like gathered right here. People told me the red-tailed ones don't really come all that often at this in this creek, but that's all I've been catching all day on the worms, so they are most definitely here. No rock bass today here. Just short-faced red horse. Short-faced red horse. Oh, I think I got something smaller. I've been looking for a bait fish, so this might be good. Because I know there's sometimes flatheads here, and I want a flathead gato fish. But I need bait for flathead gato fish, and I need live bait. Is this live bait? Oh yes, it's a bullhead gato fish. Well, this guy is going to be used as bait. No, I don't want to be bait. The only way you're going to survive is if I catch a fish even less gato than you are. Oh, when I was reading that up, this pole actually hit. Not the small gato fish pole, but the actual other worm pole. Feels exactly like another red horse. This place is full of these things. I don't think I can actually bait a worm and get anything else on just a hook. I think if I want it, I would actually have to go with the jig and worm. Because if I just go with a plain worm and a weight, I am going to get one of these short-faced red horses. And that's really not what I want. Definitely not ideal. A short-faced red horse. All right, Mr. Red Horse. You might be the last fish of the day. See ya, see ya. Oh, confused. Oh, swimming there. That was actually the last fish of the day. Now, there were a couple of guys around dusk who actually caught a walleye and a sauger. There is this place like right next to the mill with like a little bit of a doorway, and I was told there were minnows there, and the guys caught like some saugers and walleyes basically right as it was getting dark. I didn't really get one. I think they were using neon colored like little swim baits, and I didn't have any. My non-neon colored ones didn't work nearly as well. I tried to pull flies for a while, but I didn't get anything with the flies. Plus, like one of my flies just basically got jammed, and I basically lost all the good flies. So fun adventure for today. Caught like 8 or 9 fish, a lot of red horses, 2 decent smallmouth bass, a carp, and a bullhead catfish, but nothing hit the bullhead. I was hoping for a giant flathead. Did not get that. One of the guys said they'll probably be up in half a month or so, and I will be back at that mill pond trying to catch them this summer sometime. So hope you had fun watching this. I really enjoyed being here, and I definitely will be back this summer. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you out on the river.